okay? It's gonna look real dewy at first, but I'm gonna let it dry down a little bit, and then we're gonna go in with powders. So somebody asked me, how are you going to manage all that glow? Well, first of all, I love it. I could just live like this forever. Glazed donut life is the life for me, but I do like to kind of mitigate it in some areas. So that's what we'll do next, because you can see your reflection in my skin, really. Okay, let it dry and then go in with your powders. And I put my powders in certain areas because I don't want to get rid of the glow, but I do want to like set some things down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go in with my Ophir bronzer. This is in the shade medium, and I just boop, boop, back and forth and swirl it into my brush to like press it in. And then I tap that over top of where we bronzed with our olive rose. So this is going to set it, but also keep from dulling the color. Because you know how when you put on like a cream bronzer or a cream contour and you see the beautiful color of it and it's doing its thing, and then you go over top of it with like a translucent setting powder, and then you're like, is the bronzer in the room with us? It's because sometimes translucent powders just dull the color so much that it just disappears. So I like to use like a colored bronzer, a colored blush to top my creams with, in order to keep like the pigment. I don't want it to disappear. We put it there for a reason, right? Okay, now I'm just taking a little bit, putting it on the sides of my nose, and then I also like to bring it down on my neck a little bit. So this is going to set those creams or that tint in place, but not get rid of any color. And I also still have a little bit of glow because I mixed the bronzer with like I wouldn't even call it a highlighter, but it does have a little bit of a sheen to it. So when you mix it together, it keeps this pretty glow, which we love. Okay, and then the other product I have been loving and using on the reg, it's all I wore and topped my blushes with and my creams with in Florida. It wore beautifully, and it's just very handy because it has a blush, it has like a glowy bronzer, and then it has two different highlighters. It's just fantastic. So I love pairing this with my Saint because they just go together really well. You have 4 products in one palette. So anyway, I use this blush to top my cream blush with, and it has a glow to it too, so it's not going to get rid of my beautiful luminous glow that we get from the skin tint, but it's gonna give me a little bit more color and also set it in place because it's a powder. And then I like to pop it on my nose, and then I'm just gonna dip back and forth between these two and use this as my highlight. Because we're not glowing enough, might as well put more, and pop that right there on the high point of my cheek, and then tip of my nose, bridge of my nose, Cupid's bow. Okay, and then my final step, so now you get to look at your face and be like, okay, where is too much shine? This is where you get to address that. So I have like more porous areas right here. They're not as bad as they used to be, honestly, but if I wanted to blur them, I love this powder. This is Red Aspen translucent setting powder, and I